Kevin Hart, one of the greatest comedians of all time, sold out arenas, sold out stadiums, have done a million and millions of movies throughout the years. Rich as all hell, just won a Mark Twain Award not too long ago. And the one stain on Kevin Hart's jacket, the one thing that people will not forget about Kevin Hart or can't forget about Kevin Hart's history is Soul Plane. Soul Plane is a movie that was bootlegged, went a million in the streets, and was supposed to be the vehicle to launch Kevin Hart's career, as it's his first leading role in a major movie. Now counting Paper Soldiers. Cause yes, I remember Paper Soldiers, nigga. And low key, Paper Soldiers is a way better movie than this. So Soul Plane has always been known as one of the biggest flops in horrible movies in cinema history. And I remember watching Soul Plane when it first came out. I remember watching Soul Plane periodically through the years. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, this movie ain't that bad. It ain't as horrible as people make it out to be. And I just recently watched it, and I have to say again, oh, it's not that bad. It's way worse. Oh my God, this movie is horrible. Like, nigga, okay, first of all, the premise alone lost me throughout the first 10 minutes. Kevin Hart, it tells a little cute little story about even as a baby, he always wanted to fly planes, whatever. So then he grows up, gets on a plane, and he has to go to the bathroom, and he gets his butthole sucked up somehow because there's turbulence on the plane. And then somehow he loses his dog. It goes through the propellers. So now he's going to sue the airline. So he goes to court and he gets awarded $100 million. Already lost me. Like, did this nigga become a white woman? How the fuck did this nigga, because he got his butthole sucked up and he lost his dog, get $100 million? I'm like, what America? Not this America. Like, who, like what? Like, it already lost me. The jury says that he should be awarded $100 million. And then he says that I'm going to have my own airline. And so throughout the rest of this movie, so the reason why this movie sucked, in my opinion, is because of one thing. One thing, it might surprise you, but it's one thing that made this movie suck to me. Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is the reason this movie sucked. Yes, Kevin Hart is the reason why this movie sucked. You might be asking, what do you mean by that? Well, I'll tell you. Kevin Hart is not funny at all in this movie. Kevin Hart is not funny at all. I don't know how you write Kevin Hart not to be funny. Like, it's almost impossible. Impossible.
Things are happening every day.
Somehow they made Kevin Hart not funny. Kevin Hart basically plays a straight man. I don't mean, okay, not a straight man like what we would, not a straight man. In comedy terms, he played a straight man because he was the serious, kind of like disciplinarian guy throughout the movie while everybody else got to be goofy. And it's like, you having Kevin Hart try to play a serious role? Like, what are we doing? What is this movie? Now they try to have Kevin Hart play this serious role to where he's trying to get his girlfriend back and all these different things. I'm like, bruh, y'all clearly did not know how to write Kevin Hart because it's just not good. It's not good. And also, I feel like watching this movie, I'm like, clearly they were trying to go for the prototypical Keenen Ivory Wayans brothers, Wayans family type of movie, like White Chicks, Scary Movie, Don't Be a Menace. You can feel like that was what they were trying to go for, but they just didn't have the comedic ability to do it or comedic writing to do it. And so everything felt disjointed. Nothing made sense. Again, everything was happening around Kevin Hart. So Kevin Hart didn't even really feel like he was the main character in the movie. You had the white family who they were addressing certain stereotypes and different things. You know, you had the white teenage girl that loved niggas. You had the white father who couldn't stop looking at black asses. That's funny. You had the white little boy who all of a sudden want to be hood and want to be Malibu's most wanted. That's funny. Then you had the white wife who, of course, couldn't stop looking at BBCs. Like, that's funny. Like, it's just like, I just don't understand who this movie was for. I don't understand the demographic. Bringing in Tom Arnold and the white family, you're trying to make this more universally appealing. But then you got the East Side, Ying Yang Twins, Lil Jon. It's like T-Pain. It's like, these niggas, this for the niggas. So I just couldn't understand like what the demographic was. You had another subplot of Samore and old dude trying to have sex throughout the movie. I'm like, what is going on? But yeah, just like this movie, like you had John Witherspoon, he was dope. It's impossible to write John Witherspoon unfunny. But like the only people funny in this movie was John Witherspoon and Monique and Lonnie Love. And I think the reason why John Witherspoon Pops, RP Pops, Monique and Lonnie Love were funny in this movie was because they probably were off the script. They probably were improvising throughout the majority of their lines. So they got to riff, they got to roast, they got to do these different things that weren't written for them. They were just performing and doing these different things. Like you could tell, especially with Lonnie Love and Monique, you could just tell they were just riffing the whole entire time. And that's why they were the most important, funny part of the movie. Like you could tell. You could just tell. And I was thinking like, okay, how would I rewrite this movie? How would I make this movie make sense? So first of all, you have to make the main character relatable. Instead of having Kevin Hart win $100 million, make it to where Kevin Hart is the quintessential fuck up or the quintessential person that always is messing things up. He can't get out his own way. And so in that, he has his crazy baby mom and his daughter. And he keeps messing up to where he's missing his daughter's important life events. And it gets to the point to where the baby mom is like, yo, get your shit together. If you don't get your shit together and make it to our daughter's recital, that is this weekend, you'll never see your daughter again. And now it gives him a reality check. Like, I need to get my shit together. I need to stop playing around, whatever he's doing. Meanwhile, he is studying to be a pilot, but he keeps messing up because he keeps fooling around and not taking things serious. So you have that subplot as well. So of course, it's the weekend. He's in Cali. His daughter and baby mom is in New York. He needs to make this flight to see his daughter's recital. And of course, through no fault of his own, he tries to make it to the airport. There's this crazy accident, traffic, all these different things that are happening, like Curb Your Enthusiasm level of things that are out of his control, to where he misses his flight. He calls his baby mom, and the baby mom ain't trying to hear it. Like, you need to figure out a way to get here. I ain't trying to hear it. If you miss your daughter's recital, I'm telling you, you're never gonna see your daughter again. You know, he's talking to the concierge. Is that what they call them or whatever? Whatever you call the people that are setting up the flights, whatever. And they're like, well, there's only one airline going to New York at this particular time. He's like, okay, I'll take it. I don't care. I'll take it. So he pays for it, and it's like, what's the airline called? It's called Soul Plane. So now we get to experience Soul Plane through the eyes and prism of Kevin Hart, who is the main character. So now he goes to the security, and he's seeing Monique and Lonnie Love, and he actually roasts them back and forth, right? And like I can't get over going back to the actual movie. I can't get over Monique and Lonnie Love were roasting Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart had no comeback. He wasn't roasting back. Like I don't understand. You made Kevin Hart be a lame. Like he was a lame. I don't understand how you do that. But anyway, so Kevin Hart, meets Monique and Lonnie Love, the security. Then he sits down at the terminal and he sits next to this white family. And now Tom Arnold is explaining how his white family, he just needs to get them together. And he explains the whole white daughter and the Malibu's most wanted son, and the sex praised white wife, all these different things, right? So again, we get to see these characters and make it make sense to why we're seeing these characters, because they're all interacting with Kevin Hart. And then while he's at the terminal, he sees his old high school flame and crush that he never got the confidence to actually talk to while in high school. He sees her and it's like, you know what? I'm gonna try to talk to her. She's getting on the plane. He runs to try to get to her. Then he runs into Snoop and Method Man. They're like, yo, what's going on, man? Oh, no, my bad, y'all. I was like, man, you need to smoke some weed, cuz. Like, yeah, you need to smoke some weed, son. And so he's like, yo, my bad. No, I'm not smoking. I'm on probation. I can't be smoking. And so then it's like, it's all good. It's all cool. And so he sees Method Man and Snoop going to the cockpit. He's like, yo, where y'all going? He's like, oh, we're the pilots, cuz. So that's the reveal that Method Man and Snoop Dogg are the pilots of the plane. And this is where he starts getting a little worried. He's like, oh shit, I might be in trouble, right? So he tries to find, his crush, his old flame, and one of the flight attendants is like, yo, your seat's all the way in the back. And so this is another part to where I thought, damn, this was so funny. To where in the actual movie, they had subway poles in the back of the movie. I'm like, yo, this is what this movie should be. Like right here. Like y'all had it, like right here. You had subway poles in the back of the plane? That's hilarious, bruh. I'm like, yo, that's genius. I'm like, that is what this movie should have been. And so now Kevin Hart sits next to some more. And some more plays like the auntie role, like, you look nervous, honey. Like, you might need you a drink. And Kevin Hart is like, nah, all they got is like Alizé and 40s. I'm not really into that. She's like, oh no, honey, you need to go downstairs to the club. Like, to the club? Like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, you need to go downstairs. Like, go down the hall, take a left, it's downstairs. It's like, what? Okay, whatever. Like, I don't believe you. And then he sees his crush go down that same way. And then he's like, oh, I'm gonna go. And so in the meantime, you also have the hijinks of Snoop and Method Man just doing them, just being funny, rapping, freestyling, whatever you want to do. And Kevin Hart now is in the club and he's looking for his crush, can't find her. So he goes to the bar. That's where we see DL Hughley as the bartender. Because to me, he makes more sense because DL has always been somebody like, especially later in his career, to where he like gives advice. He's very political. He has different perspectives. So have DL be like the bartender, giving different advice, try to take advantage of the moment, things of this nature. And so eventually Kevin Hart does see his crush in the club, tries to get to her, but again, runs into this big diesel nigga and accidentally steps on his J's, almost has a fight with him, but he's able to calm it down. So by this particular point, he's just giving up. By this particular point, he's giving up. He's like, you know what? I'm just trying to sleep and hopefully this plane will get to New York in time so I can see my daughter. And so while he sleeps, he wakes up and he's woken up by his crush. His crush goes to him and it's like, Kevin, or whatever his name is in the movie. I don't remember what his name is. He's like, I don't know if you remember me. I'm such and such. And so now they're talking, they're conversing. And she's like, I used to have a crush on you, but I was too afraid to tell you. I used to have a crush on you, but I was too afraid to tell you. So now they're going back and forth. Everything is all good in the hood. Then what happens? Method Man and Snoop get some bad weed. Both of them are knocked out. So now they're like, oh shit. So now this plane is about to take a nosedive. And then one of the flight attendants on the intercom was like, does anybody know how to fly a plane? Does anybody by chance know how to fly a plane? And Kevin Hart was like, I have been taking classes. Like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go. Seize the moment, like DL told him. And so he saves everybody's life. He flies the plane. He does fly into Central Park, But still, he lands the plane safely. He goes to try to talk to his old crush, but somehow through the melee, doesn't see his crush again, but does make it to his daughter's recital. And as he's about to make it home, he runs into the crush, and then they meet up and do whatever. In this instance, that, in my opinion, would have been a better movie because you get to have everyone interact with Kevin Hart, because Kevin Hart is the center and core of the movie. Meanwhile, you get to have Kevin Hart be funny, roast, have banter back and forth, be in fights, stumble, all kinds of things, right? Let me know what you think of Soul Plane. Let me know what you think of the premise that I thought of. But like, comment, subscribe, share all the things. It's because I'm black, y'all. Because I'm black, y'all. Because I'm black and I'm black and I'm black, y'all. Now, yo, because I'm black and I'm back.